So it's good to have you here today from the desk of the Executive Director of Back Bay Mission. We're not at the desk, we're at the counter, right?
Right.
So at the Greenhouse, which is in downtown Biloxi and previously was on Porter Street in Ocean Springs. But then they opened a second location here, and actually the Ocean Springs is kind of maybe something else at some point, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I'm here with Kate and Jesse, and they're the owners and the inspiration behind the Greenhouse. For me, the Greenhouse was actually the first place I found when I moved down here in Ocean Springs. I'd sit out there on Sunday morning when I wasn't at church, doing my church thing by reading and enjoying nature and listening to the birds and having the most fantastic biscuits I've had. And I'm not just trumping that up. They are the best biscuits I've ever had.
Thank you.
And really creative biscuits. They offer a savory biscuit and sweet biscuit. So tell us a little bit, Jesse and Kate, about how this came about and how you ended up being business partners and entrepreneurs.
That's an accident. It was an accident. We had a friend that said, you should meet my friend Jesse and open a coffee shop together. And we both said no. We don't do that.
And then we met, and about a month later we were driving by this little shack that was grown over with weeds, and our heads exploded with ideas, and we decided to open a biscuit and coffee shop.
And that was the one in Ocean Springs,
That was the one in Ocean Springs.
Which was a literal greenhouse.
It was literally a greenhouse. And yes,
it had weeds this tall inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember being in there, and there was this tiny little space that the individuals that were preparing the biscuits made them, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And created them.
We had the tiniest kitchen that I think ever known to man. You probably could fit 3 of them inside a food truck.
Yeah, exactly.
Easily.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. So tell us why biscuits, why a vision for biscuits? Because I know that's one of the incredible things about the Deep South that I always appreciated growing up in northern Mississippi is biscuits. And when my family moved to Chicago, the whole thing was every weekend we'd travel around Indiana looking for biscuits, because Indiana's also, southern Indiana's big into biscuits.
Right.
So why biscuits, and how did that evolve?
You know, that's a really interesting question because I'm not really sure. I had a very close friend teach me how to make biscuits before she passed a long time ago. And then after that, I just wanted to figure out how to make the perfect biscuit recipe. And there weren't any biscuit shops. There wasn't anywhere you could just go get a biscuit. It was always this side item on a plate instead of the actual meal.
Right.
And I said, well, why? Like, it's such a great vehicle for so many things. Let's see what it can do.
And you were selling jams for a while,
yes.
And you were using it as basically a palette for people to taste the jams, and so
yeah. So I did a farmer's market with it. Thanks, forgot about that. In Birmingham, and sold jams, and also worked on making biscuits to people to try the actual jams on.
And you're from Birmingham originally? Right?
Originally, but I grew up down here.
Okay, and you're from here?
I'm from Auburn, Alabama.
From where?
Auburn, Alabama.
Oh yeah, Auburn. Okay, cool. How did you both end up down here? You grew up down here, came back?
Came back.
Came down?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I came down after Hurricane Katrina to design low-income housing.
Oh, I think you told me that, but I forgot. That's one thing that we're really into at Back Bay right now is low-income housing.
Yeah.
Affordable housing. We have 3 different plans that were drawn by an architect in Florida that got his license here just so he could draw up these plans for us. And we're building them in the Gaston Point neighborhood. Trying to kind of not gentrify, but help the Gaston Point neighborhood really be more livable.
Yeah.
And give people really good quality homes. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
So tell us about your coffee, because I think what's unique about your coffee shop and the Greenhouse here, number 1, the biscuits, and you have awesome carrot muffins too, and everything muffins, those all rock my world. But you have coffee, a unique, I think it's unique because you only do pour-overs, right? So tell us a little bit about pour-over coffee.
Well, when we started, I don't believe that we thought that we were going to be very busy, and so we were looking for a very low waste way to make coffee that was fresh and like rich
Low
and
waste.
good. low waste and fresh for everybody who
So
came
if you
in.
make a big pot and you only have 4 customers, where's the big pot go?
Yeah, and it also tastes bad after like an hour, right?
Yeah.
It's not what we want to serve to people. And so we chose the best regional coffee makers, coffee roasters that we could find. And then I'd always had a favorite, Intelligentsia, that I called the magic cup, because every time I made a cup of it, it was just good.
Yeah.
And so we pulled our favorites in together and just served them to the community. Made sure that everybody had, and then like could start tasting the differences between them. And
So our dark roast is so dark. It is bold, it is chocolatey, and it's also out of Auburn, Alabama. And you know Mama.
yeah, I know Mama Mocha. She's actually delivers coffee to my mom when my mom doesn't feel good. She'll take the coffee beans, a bag of coffee beans to my mom.
Really?
Yeah, it's just a wonderful company. Wonderful. It's a husband and wife team that roast all the coffee in Auburn. They just focus on
magic.
community and family and good coffee.
So we like supporting them, but it's so easy to support them because they make such a great product.
And what's the name of the coffee?
Mama Mocha.
Mama Mocha. And then you had Mama Mocha and
Intelligentsia out of Chicago, and then Rev out of Lafayette, Louisiana, who really does try to take a unique local twist on their coffee.
Yes.
They have one called Fire and Brimstone, which they developed. It's got a little bit of the smoky, cedary flavor.
It's so good.
That they developed for a boucherie party that they have every year up there.
Oh, really? Well, I found Intelligentsia when I was living back in Chicago. It was my favorite coffee shop right on Halsted Street, right? And I was excited to see you guys at Intelligentsia here because it is an amazing coffee. And pour-overs, like, I was telling Kevin, the difference with pour-overs is like you said, it's low waste, but it's also like, I don't know, it's a really pure cup of coffee, and I was telling him that you could, I can taste the notes in your coffee, and the different ones I've tried, you can taste the notes, because pour-overs give you a rich taste. They're not sitting in the pot for 15, 20 minutes to an hour.
And we
So
grind
fresh.
really fresh too.
Yeah,
You know?
right. So that's, have you both been coffee connoisseurs?
Yeah, I think we both kind of have learned together a lot of
Yes.
it. I mean, we both have liked coffee and liked food and liked a lot of this stuff, and I think we've both grown in our taste and understanding of all of this stuff together.
Always learning.
Oh, that's beautiful. So when you're in Biloxi, I encourage you to come down here, and you open at 7 a.m.
We do.
Tuesday through Saturday.
Yes.
And then you close at, what time do you close?
2 p.m.
2 p.m. I was thinking it was 4 p.m. 2 p.m.
2 p.m.
Okay,
2 p.m.
Great. So you can get your biscuits, sandwiches, breakfast, lunch, amazing lunch, and amazing coffee. Just a great place. My cup of coffee, I massively enjoy your coffee. So any thoughts about Biloxi as kind of your hometown, your place you're doing your business? What do you love about Biloxi?
There's a lot to love about Biloxi. You know, when we first opened here 2 years ago, it was kind of a strange time anyway, because 3 years ago, because, well, it was before COVID. So we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into, but also there was nobody down here. There were hardly any businesses, there was no foot traffic, it was empty, and it's really been wild and wonderful to be part of that regrowth in this area, to watch it kind of blossom, and people coming back with First Fridays and starting to spend their time down here and things like that too. All the little boutique businesses popping up, it's been really fun to watch.
And tourism's been great. I mean, having people visit from out of town. I think that during tourism season, which starts in mid-February and goes all the way through November, it seems that we have about 30% to 50% of our businesses from people from out of town,
really?
which is a lot of fun to get to know people from all over the country.
We have a lot of people that'll come back. You know, people vacation every year for their vacation.
Oh, it's a great place. It's a secret coast, right? Some of us found it. I used to bring my nephews and nieces down here from Boonville all the time, and never thought I'd live down here, but I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you too, because you both have kids. You don't have kids? Oh, I thought
I
you
have
had
dogs.
kids. Oh, you
I
have
have
dogs, furry kids. Okay.
I tell my kids how lucky they are to have an ASE all the time.
That's great. And how old are your furry kids?
11 and 2.
Okay, 11 and 2. What breed?
Months.
Mix. Okay, months.
Everything.
Yes.
And Kate, how old are your human kids?
My human kids are 6 and 2.
What breed? Oh, I'm sorry. Handful,
I
right?
don't know.
Oh, that's great.
from the wilds up
Yeah.
there.
Well, I really honor and respect you, because I think it's a beautiful thing how you didn't know each other. Somebody said you should. You got to know each other. Now you're business partners, and I'm sure that's had its ups and downs, right?
Yeah, always
But
does.
you're two fantastic, women that really are creating a beautiful culture in Biloxi. So
Well,
appreciate
we're really
that.
happy to be a part of the culture in Biloxi, and really happy to be over here and part of, like I said, the regrowth and the community.
Yeah.
It's a really strong sense of community in the area, and it's really great.
Everybody's been so welcoming and supportive of us. It's wonderful.
Oh, that's awesome. So thank you for spending this time with us. I think it was more than 10 minutes, but that's okay, right? Thank you, Kevin, for being behind the camera, and make sure you support the Greenhouse. It's on, what do we call this? It's not the square here.
It's GE Orr Street.
Oh, got
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Good. That's it. So, and soon you said you're going to be kind of opening a back patio eventually, hopefully,
Yeah,
right?
hopefully.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's an awesome place, awesome food, and awesome owners. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.